Is Joe Biden's presidency God's will? Oh, I know where you're going with this. Okay, so I said in my speech before I took the gavel that look, I'm a Bible-believing Christian, right? Bible-believing Christian believes what the Bible says, right? The Bible says that God is the one that raises up people in authority. I believe God is sovereign. By the way, so did the founders. I quoted the Declaration of Independence. They acknowledged that our rights don't come from government; they come from God, and we're made in His image. Everybody's made the same. We all are given equal rights and value, and that's something that we defend. So if you believe all those things, then you believe that God is the one that allows people to be raised in authority. It must have been God's will then. That's my belief.
It must have been God's will for Joe Biden to be president. That is Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson. The speaker noted he is a Bible-believing Christian, and that because the Bible says God raises up people in authority, Joe Biden's presidency was God's will. I actually think it was the American people's will. Joe Biden beat Donald Trump in 2020 by over 7 million votes. Still, Johnson's devotion to the Bible and his consistency on God's authority is now putting the speaker at odds with other far-right Republicans.
He's an illegitimate president. Have you lost your frickin' mind? This election was stolen. Don't start giving me. Don't be a theologian. I don't need a theologian. I need a Speaker of the House. That's what the country needs. Joe Biden's not a legitimate president of the United States. No to the speaker. So no, God did not raise him up.
God did not raise Biden up. So says theologian and almighty expert Steve Bannon, who, by the way, was convicted of criminal charges last year, sentenced to 4 months in prison, and is out pending his appeal. Bannon is no expert on the law, the Bible, or the 2020 election for that matter. Neither he nor any other Trump MAGA maniac has ever produced evidence of widespread voter fraud in the 2020 election or any proof that the outcome was rigged or stolen. Still, Bannon is infuriated at the idea that any conservative would give even a hint of legitimacy to the Biden presidency. So Bannon is lashing out at the Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson and demeaning Johnson's faith.
Johnson, okay, tell you what, just focus on the frickin' border. Just do what you're supposed to do. And don't give me any more happy talk. We got to wait for Trump. You can't put it all on Trump. You're the Speaker of the House. The framers and the founders gave you the power of the purse. Shut it down.
Yes, Steve Bannon and other conservatives want congressional Republicans to defund and shut down the government until conservatives get their way on issues like the border. Because even though Democrats control the White House and the Senate, and Republicans only control the U.S. House, conservatives want Johnson and others to ignore reality, avoid any compromise or negotiation, and hold the government hostage. Sadly for Steve Bannon, there is a movement in the U.S. Senate, backed by Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, to strike a deal with Democrats on immigration reform and border security. That deal could be announced within days. And then House Republicans will be in a hell of a pickle, both politically and policy-wise. If the Republicans do not accept the Senate compromise, the GOP will have to take full responsibility for the ongoing border crisis. Plus, the veil will be completely off. It will be clear that Republicans want the border surge to continue as a political weapon against Joe Biden, and that trying to score political points is more important to the GOP than actually fixing the border. On the other hand, if the House actually agrees to a compromise on border legislation, conservatives like Steve Bannon will go even crazier than they've been going so far. In other words, President Biden and Senate Democrats, with a little help from Senate Republicans, have jammed the House GOP. And that's all the proof that some of us will need to accept that, yes, God is helping Joe Biden. Because House Republicans are getting squeezed, they are fighting with themselves, and they are revealing the far right's total depravity. Amazing. By the way, Donald Trump is exploding after being ridiculed in a God parody ad.
They're so stupid.
Yeah.
They really are so stupid.
That's MSNBC's Joe Scarborough referring to Donald Trump, his supporters, and this. Trump shares bizarre biblical video saying God made him to be America's caretaker. The video Trump shared was first posted on Truth Social.
And on June 14th, 1946, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God gave us Trump.
Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.